What's going on, guys? It's Kyle. Welcome to the Stock Goat YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be covering the overall market. We will also cover the SoFi stock. I have some good news to talk about today, also some bad news. We're going to be covering it all on this channel. So if you find any of this information useful, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We will be keeping you updated daily on all of the breaking news inside of the market. Be sure to smash the like button and don't forget to drop a comment. Let's get into it. All right, in my personal opinion, there's 4 big reasons why the stock market exploded today. Okay, as you can see, the S&P 500 up 1.6, Dow up 1.4, Nasdaq up 2%. Right here, this is what we're looking for. Technology been beat down for what, about 6 to 7 months? Small caps as well been beat down for a year. So the 4 big reasons why the stock market absolutely exploded today. Number 1, crude oil took a big hit. As you can see, oil went down 5%. Oil has been, one of the biggest winners for the past year, along with energy. Energy also saw a decline. So when you see those energy and oil trades come down, that's some good news. You also saw, these big banks like Morgan Stanley, I believe Goldman Sachs, they're upgrading some technology stocks, okay? They're throwing some upgrades in finally from some of these stocks that are beat down. And last, some great information came out that the housing market is still doing very strong. Even with mortgage rates rising very rapidly, there's still strong demand. Even though that there's low supply, the demand continues to be very strong. So those are the big reasons why you're seeing the stock market absolutely explode. It looks like there could be an end coming to oil and energy, housing market strong, and also some of these technology stocks that are oversold are starting to get, upgraded finally. As you can see, SoFi finished up about 3.9% today. A lot of the other fintech stocks did do better than SoFi. I believe SoFi should have easily been up 6 to 7% today. But guys, we had some, negative news come out once again. I believe the Biden administration is really trying to rack in those votes now for those midterms, for those, younger age groups, specifically, 20 to 30 is what they're really trying to target, guys. You really need to look at this headline. Once again, if you just click student loans, guys, it's absolutely insane. I mean, look at the headlines: 22 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 30 minutes, 7 hours. This is absolutely insane. Biden aims to expand access to student loan debt forgiveness. Educational department changes will bring 3.6 million people closer to loan forgiveness. Biden administration to erase student loan debt of more than 40,000 borrowers. Guys, are you reading this headline right here? Why is this even making the news, guys? 40,000 borrowers. If you take a look at the student loan debt statistics, guys, there's over 43.4 million borrowers that have federal student loan debt, guys. And you can see here the Biden administration is making big media headlines before the midterms, 40,000 borrowers, guys. As you can see here, they don't have the power to fully cancel, massive amounts of student loan debt. What they're trying to do is just, milk it to the last second until those midterms come up, okay? 40,000 borrowers, guys, and another 3.6 million. That leaves you another 40 million borrowers, guys. So it's getting out of hands at this point. And I believe, those headlines coming out, you're seeing about 10 of them, is the big reason why you're not seeing SoFi rip a lot harder today, heading into our earnings. And guys, I just want you to take a look at the, market update. We got about 88 growth stocks here. You can see Twitter, Moderna, JD, A-Point, Corsair. These all finished out at the bottom. We had a couple companies up about 2%. Tesla, Rivian, Peloton, Snowflake, Airbnb. A couple of companies finished over 3%. PayPal, Meta, Netflix, Walt Disney, AMD. And then we can see SoFi finished almost in the top 40 at about 3.9%. But if we move up a little higher, you can see, some of the other fintechs, Coinbase, New Bank up about 4%. We also have Affirm up 5%. Lending Club up 5% as well. So as you can see, a lot of the other fintechs are doing a lot better than SoFi today because, they're not getting negative headlines like us. And then we can see at the top, we had GameStop, Trade Desk, WeWork, Roku, Plug Power finished up about, 8 to 10%. So you can see the growth trade really starting to come back, guys. And I believe a lot of good news is heading our way. If we see that inflation peak, the market is doing very solid right now. Housing market is strong. Oil is coming back down. This is great news for, inflation, setting up to peak very soon because that oil has been a big reason why inflation has been skyrocketing from that war. So we're going to get a lot of this bad news out of the way first, guys. As you can see, the student loans headline, with the 40,000 borrowers, another 3 million borrowers getting forgiveness. That's some bad news. Some more bad news here. We had a big earnings report today. Netflix shares crater 23% after company reports it lost subscribers for the first time in more than 10 years. When investors, big whales, see declining, users, that's going to get your stock absolutely plummeting, guys. And it's actually down 24% as I'm filming this video at 4:45, and it is taking the entire market down after hours with them, guys. So as you can see, they lost about 200,000 subscribers. They had a big portion of their business coming in from Russia, guys. That's a big reason why a lot of these big banks are getting hammered, guys. And I'm telling you right now, some good news. We've been covering it. SOFI has no exposure to Russia, guys. That is absolutely great news heading into our earnings, guys. I believe there's a possibility SOFI could have been potentially sandbagging their first quarter because they knew it was going to be, a very rough environment for some of these other companies to make sure we really beat. So it's a possibility they sandbagged revenue a little bit, in my personal opinion. Now, guys, we need to go to after hours because we saw the intraday movement, guys. Take a look at Netflix, down 24.5%. It's absolutely tanking other, streaming services. Look at Roku, 6.5% down. They lost almost all their gains. Walt Disney streaming service lost all of their games. Spotify streaming service lost all of their gains. Fubo TV getting hammered as well. Skills, Shopify. So it's bringing a lot of the market down with them, guys. I believe SOFI at one point was down 1.7%. And I was thinking to myself, wait, SOFI is a subscription streaming service now, guys. The market algos is completely manipulated after hours, guys. They have so many computer algorithms just dumping as soon as, the Netflix data comes out on how their earnings were doing. So it's just computer trading after hours most of the time, guys. And you can see the market is just getting creamed after hours because of Netflix. I mean, let's just go to the top, guys. I mean, how many companies do we have green in the after hours? We got 3 companies green: PaySafe, Lending Club, and Clover Health right now. So you can see what those earnings did for Netflix. And this is good news, guys. This is going to put more fear into the market heading into our earnings. I'm telling you right now, we're going to smoke these bank earnings on just pure growth, guys. The banks reported negative declining growth, the past quarter, guys. And I'm telling you, we're heading into the right direction, okay? All right, now that we covered some negative headlines inside of the market, with that, student loan forgiveness, the Netflix earnings tanking the market right now, we'll get to some good news, guys. We know that earnings are coming out in the next, 3 weeks or so for SOFI. It could be a little bit earlier. I got to check the date. So what are we looking at heading into our earnings, guys? As you can see here, this is the guidance outlook. Page 11, you can get on the Q4 earnings report. So we're just going to scroll down a little bit and read through this. So take a look at this. Second, management assumes that SOFI Bank will begin contributing to SOFI's results more meaningfully in the second quarter of 2022. Guys, the second quarter is April, May, June. We are literally in April right now. So guys, the bank charter is taking effect as we speak. That's not going to be for our Q1 earnings. That's going to be for our guidance. We need to report strong guidance. Rather than in the first quarter when SOFI Bank was opened. Because SOFI Bank was initially capitalized with cash from the balance sheet, not loans, SOFI will not begin to realize the lower cost of capital benefits of SOFI Bank until it can originate and fund loans in SOFI Bank. Management believes it will take until the second quarter of 2022 to build the appropriate loan balances to see more than a nominal impact. So guys, that is great news, okay? The bank charter, you're not going to see the effects in the Q1, earnings. So that's why, guidance was a little bit soft coming out of Q4 for SOFI. I believe because of that guidance we put out for full year, 1.4, 1.5 billion in revenue, I think Q2 is really when SOFI could take off. You just heard, guys, the banks reported strong consumer lending. 70% of our business is lending. Housing market is strong. We're in mortgages. We're not in, trading volumes right now, options trading, okay? Some of the other companies, the banks are reporting slower trading volumes. We're not having Russian exposure, guys. I think we're looking for a nice breakout coming to us very soon. You can see there is strong, resistance around 750 earlier today inside of the, SOFI stock before that bad news came out with Biden, just BSing more students to try and get him to get more votes, guys. That's just nonstop FUD. We will make it through after midterms, guys, but I'm telling you, we can still see upside even with the student loan extension out there, okay? And take a look at this. more good news coming for you for guidance. Third, management assumes that Technisys revenue will grow 20 to 25% for full year 2022 and will begin contributing SOFI's results following the close of the transaction. The deal closed in Q1, so you're going to be seeing that Technisys revenue come in for Q2, guys. And the company did like $70 million in revenue last year. If you're talking about 25% growth, Technisys is doing about $100 million in revenue. So you can see about 20 to 25 million of revenue coming in for Technisys as well for Q2, okay? A lot of good news heading our way for guidance. The banks flopped on their earnings because of Russian exposure. Netflix flopped because of Russian exposure, declining users. I'm telling you right now, we are not going backwards in users, guys. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but let's go to some more good news heading SOFI's way. You can see here we have member growth for SOFI over the past, about 2 to 3 years. You can see they were at 700,000 members, Q1 2019. And you can see here users are just starting to explode across the platform. 1.2 million in Q2 2020. Q4 2020, 1.8 million. 2.5 million in Q2 2021. So you can see here the new members in 100,000s below, guys. And you can see since Q3 2020, we have not been below 250,000 members, guys. I'm not saying we're going to beat, 520,000 members because Q4 was just a blowout for exposure throughout the NFL because of playoffs, really being hosted, at the, SoFi Stadium. So I think, in my personal opinion, we're going to see in between, 300 to 350,000 members. That's pretty solid, guys. You can see here we hit about 350 for Q4 2020 last year, 279 Q2 2021. Q3 2021, 377,000. So anything over 300,000 is very solid. You're going to see in the back half of the year when we go into the NFL season again, I believe you can see another, 500, 600, 700,000 member growth by the end of the year. So don't think this is going to be another blowout on top of 500,000. Don't think we're going backwards like Netflix. So once again, I think we're going to see over 300,000 member growth for this current quarter, which is still going to be extremely solid. If you made it to the end of the video, I want to say I really do appreciate it. I enjoy doing this video for you. As you can see, guys, volatility is absolutely insane. When I see these analysts hop on, CNBC and, make up excuses with this volatility, I usually think they're BSing, but guys, this is not no BS anymore, guys. When you see Netflix tank 7 companies after hours, that is some insane volatility, guys. And when you talk about Biden, putting up, campaign, media attention for the student loan extension heading into his midterms, that's some insane volatility for SoFi because, student loan is a portion of our business, guys. There is insane volatility. We will get by it. I'm telling you right now, even with the student loan extension out there, there is still amazing upside for SoFi because lending is still very strong right now. This data coming out for mortgages and also data coming out for overall lending, we're in Q2 right now, okay? This is going to be heading into the first half of the year, okay? I'm not saying Q3, Q4 is going to be blowouts, but I'm telling you Q1 and Q2 should be some strong numbers for lending for SoFi. Once again, my name is Kyle. Hope you have a great day.